James being out for a few weeks at least here, I guess how do you see your role changing in that time?
Uh, I mean, I feel like my role is not going to change too much. Just go out there, play with energy, affect the game on both ends. Probably see an increase in minutes, but other than that, just continue to play with the way I play.
Did you like the look you got at the end of the game?
Yeah, I feel like it was a good look for me. Um, I mean, results is results. If I make it, you know what I mean. It's all fine and dandy. If I miss, where we're at. So, I'll live. I understand where, we went wrong on that. So,
Yeah, what do you feel like were the biggest differences down the stretch of that one?
just execution. I mean, we gotta continue to get stops, um, fouling, stuff like that. Um, it's the first time this group kind of has played, this type minutes with these guys being out. So, stuff like that. We just got to keep building chemistry and keep getting better.
Do you feel like even in a loss, I don't want to say moral victories, but like you did get that first experience playing together, and obviously Joe will come back at some point, but still kind of getting that starting point at least of how you guys are going to have to play the next few weeks?
I mean, we felt like this was definitely a winnable game, no matter who we had out there. So I wouldn't say necessarily moral victory, but it's always good just to go out there and build chemistry and stuff like that. But this is one we definitely feel like we should have had.
You had 9 assists tonight. You think like playmaking is going to be part of your game that he's going to like develop? We might see a little bit more now, especially with James out for the next month or so.
Definitely, especially with the guys we got on this team. We got we got a lot of shooters on this team, especially getting Tobias and Matisse and Tyrese and transition and stuff like that. Just continue to kick it up and get the ball moving. I feel like that's my job.
As someone who gets a lot of deflections and steals, what have you seen from Paul Reed on that side of the ball? He had 6 steals tonight and a couple blocks.
I mean, Paul, he's active. You know what I mean? He has great hands. He has good timing when he's coming from the weak side for blocks and stuff like that. So, Paul Reed, he's gonna be good. Just keep understanding what we need and go out there and just continue to play with energy.
Other than just his speed, what are the main things you've picked up about Tyrese and how to be effective next time?
I mean, the kid can score. I mean, I think we all knew that, but just think the way he scores, and he's so shifty and crafty and getting to the basket and getting fouls and causing havoc. So, I mean, I think it's things we also all knew about Tyrese too.
You mentioned not getting enough stops down the stretch. What needs to get tightened up defensively, or were they attacking a different way just in those final minutes, or just how do you assess that?
Just fouls. We just got to cut down on fouls late game. Honestly, that's probably about it.
Do you think there becomes like a little complacency, because it seems like there are times when the ball moves really well, and then late in the game it doesn't. The execution was really good in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, it wasn't. You guys weren't able to get stops. I mean, why does that keep happening over and over?
I mean, I'm not sure, honestly. I mean, that's type of stuff. I mean, we've had a lot of different lineups this year, and it just comes with playing with each other. So that type of stuff will happen. I mean, we're not too worried 10 games into the season, but I wouldn't necessarily say it's a recurring theme, but we'll get better at closing games, and that's what happens when the season goes on.
Thanks, guys. I guess with James going to be out for the next month, you've sacrificed a lot, I would say, over the first couple of weeks here or whatever. Are you does Doc talked about maybe that you're going to have the ball more, you're going to have a bigger role offensively?
I think obviously losing a key player for however long, there's just going to be more distribution for anybody who's out there or anybody filling the spot. So, for me, it's just if the opportunity is presented for more play calls or more actions with the basketball in my hands, then I'm gonna embrace the challenge and be ready for it. So, I think you saw some of that tonight, and I think that's the way it's going to be going forward. So I'm excited for that, and I've been ready for it. And we just gotta. Tonight's a tough one because I thought for majority of the game we did a very good job of getting that ball hopping and creating some good looks off of their help defense and just playing at a really good pace. So it's tough that we weren't able to come out with a victory.
To that point, Tobias, what do you think happened between third quarter you guys are in a good flow and then fourth quarter there's a lot of stagnant, ISO ball, whatever. So what happened?
Yeah, I think to the fourth quarter there, where they started cutting back into the lead. At one point it was like 7 points. Then, myself, Tyrese, we get in the game, and we just weren't able to get enough quality stops to get out and run. And I think that's where it started first. Because, even in the first half, I thought in the first quarter, we were getting good looks because we were getting stops. We weren't making that many looks, but we were getting enough stops to get out in transition and create some flow. I thought when we got back in the game in the fourth quarter, we didn't do a good job of getting as many stops as we needed to win that game. And we had different lineups out there. I think for us, obviously with James out, Joel out, it was one of those things where we really didn't know what we needed to get into to get some quality looks on the offensive end. And I think when I watch the film and when we watch the film tomorrow, we'll see that different ways that we could have been better out there. We had small ball lineups, which means that somebody's got to roll, and those are just all things that happen over the course of the game so quick. But we could have been a lot better with those things.